Okay, here we have a quadratic equation that we have to solve using the method of taking square roots. The instruction says solve for x, write the smaller solution first and the larger solution second. And the exercise is x plus 3 squared minus 4 equals 0. The first step is to move that negative 4 to the other side. So we have to copy x plus 3, right? Everything is squared, equals 4. Since we are moving to the other side, it changed from negative to positive. So this is step number 1. This is step number 1, right? And what is the second step? Is to take square roots. So the second step would be taking square roots. So we can change color and we can say we apply a square root to both sides. So we will get the square root here and the square root here. Okay, so what are we taking the square root from? We are taking the square root of x plus 3, everything is squared, and here from 4. Okay, so what it would be the next step? The next step is to apply the square roots, right? So the square root of a number, any number squared, would be just the same number. So here we can cancel the square root with the square that we have here, right? So the solution would be x plus 3. That's it. But on the other side, I have the square root of 4. So remember, when you take square roots in algebra, we get always what? Two solutions, one positive and one negative. So that means that this would be positive and negative 4. And the last step, it would be what? It would be only to move that positive 3 to the other side. So one solution would be x equals 3 plus 4 negative 3. Remember, we are moving a positive to the other side, so this would be negative. And the other solution would be moving the same number, but now subtracting the 4, right? So here we get what? Negative 7 is one solution, and the other solution is what? Is 1. So these are my two solutions for this quadratic equation using taking square roots, right? So let's recap the steps. So what was step number 1? Step number 1 was what? Move the 4 to the other side. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is apply square roots. Step number 2. Step number 3 is take square roots, right? And step number 4 is just the answers. So that's the way we solve these kind of exercises. And which of these two x's is the smallest? The smallest is always the negative number here in this case, right? So we can say that the smaller x would be negative 7 and the greatest x would be positive 1, right? Because 1 is greater than negative 7. And that's it, how you solve an exercise taking square roots.